Hi.
It's Zibby, it's you.
It's
I'm
you.
so happy to talk with you.
You too. Oh my gosh. I was crying watching your YouTube video of you reading this book. Oh my gosh. With the cello in the background, I was like,
Oh, that means so much. I think like you and the community you've cultivated that you have, there's so much good that could happen. I really respect what you're doing. Thanks for taking time to experience the book. That means more than I can say.
oh, that's so sweet. And I feel like what you're doing is so important. I mean, you're basically trying to like package up childhood joy and love of life and make sure it doesn't get extinguished just because we're aging and like
Yes.
basically improve everybody's life. I mean, that's a pretty bold and awesome mission.
Well, it started as a personal project of like one where I've got to figure this out. Like, well, how do you do this life thing well? And when my wife and I had started having kids, it really hit me. Like, how how do I do this? I want to be a good grown up. And it's led me on a journey that I felt like I got to find a way to share this.
Wait, tell me about the moment where your daughter laughed when she was first born. That was so sweet.
Oh, yeah, like the doctor hands you this baby as if you somehow will know what to do with it. I wanted to look at him and you don't know who I am. Why would you hand me this child? And he hands me this perfect little girl. And she laughs so hard. And the doctors were like, oh, it's gas. But I knew that no, this is a deeper joy. Um, and I think I had this thought that parenting or being a mentor or teacher or guide was all about us pouring into them and giving them the wisdom, when so much of it is just nurturing what's already there. And when she laughed, I thought, my job now is for her to not lose that joy. How do I do that? So, yeah, I wrote this story from that about a little girl that's like so many other people so like me, who we start out and we have these things we grow out of that maybe we shouldn't have.
So nice. So pretty. It's like, I don't know. I also feel like having had four kids, at first I thought as a parent, like it's my job. Like when I was handed my first kids, I was like, here I go. What
Yeah,
can I do with them? Like, I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna read every book. I'm gonna like do like I am gonna do it. Like I assumed that I had anything to do with
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
as
yeah.
each
Same
kid
here.
keeps being born, I'm like, actually, they are who they are. I mean, I had one daughter. I mean, I have four kids, but my one daughter who was born, she was like you. The first night in the hospital, we were like listening to music together, and she was smiling, and that's still what she's like. I mean, she's in the other room. Like now, she's at school in the other room, but I mean,
Yeah.
who they are is kind of who they become in a way. And I feel like I've learned, and your book is like, it's not about parenting, but it's about so many things revolving around parenting. And so that's like a part of it. Like my job is just to not mess them up. Like they
Yeah,
already are,
yeah.
they came with everything. And now I just have to like not mess them up.
Oh, Zippy, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I like, that's sort of one of my hopes is that the book would be this invitation for everybody to do that for each other. That I could do that for you. That when I see you, I see the good in you and I celebrate that no matter what's happening around us. And right now, we look at humanity and what we collectively are going through. And what value it would be to just look at each other and say, I see you. We're going to go through this together. It won't always be easy, but we're going to dance through it together. And that's what I saw happening in classrooms. I was learning from kids, but then learning from educators and mentors, teachers who would just show up and walk alongside kids through great challenges. That's what we do. We walk through things together. So you are walking through this with me and helping me grow. And I can do that for the people around me. That leads us to a really good place.
And you are helping me too. So it all comes full circle. I wanted to read this one quote, uh, which I think is where I started crying. But at the end of your book about the incredible floating girl, not book, but sort of book within a book
Yes.
situation, which, by the way, this whole book, from the note that came with it, by the way, which is so clever, to the illustrations, like, it's so unique and so refreshing. I read so many books, and I'm not saying all text is bad, but like, I'm not doing a good job showing it, but literally any page I turn to has one of your amazing illustrations. And it's just like captivating and awesome. But anyway, at the end of this book within a book, you say, may we all remember the magic we have known and never forget we need each other. No person flies alone. Should your spark start to fade because of stress or time or fear, you'll need reminding of your flying and the reasons we are here. To fly and help each other. It's wild and it is true. To fly and help each other is what we're here to do. That's so amazing.
Thank you.
It's so good. You're just so good. And like, it's just awesome. It's all just awesome.
Thank you. I was at a point where we had this big series go crazy viral, and that was nice that things were successful. But then I'm sitting there in a panic going, what do I do next? What happens next? And the healing thing came when I said, I'm just going to keep visiting schools, listen to kids, and just that puts me in a place of hope. And then what I started to learn was that to be a good grown-up had less to do with me being fabulous and fantastic and doing big things, but more of me showing up in the same way a child does, with eyes that are full of wonder and hope. And even though things are complex and confusing and you're insecure and vulnerable, we're going to grow and help each other grow. And then when I spent time with the elderly, like people over the age of 100, that, you know, I asked one older man, what's the secret? Like, how do you do this? And he told me that to love well is to live well. And the wisdom in that, and it made me think about all the ways I could love. And if I could just focus on loving well, the rest is going to fall in place. And when I think about great adults, great grown-ups, great humans, that's what they're doing. They're loving and helping other people love. So I don't have it all figured out, but I'm growing, and I want to help others grow. So it's a process. We're works in progress all the time together.
And by the way, I love at the beginning of your book, now that you've talked about how much you're growing, you have this whole list of things that you can't do, right? You like started out, which is awesome. I was like, I should just make my own list of all the things that I'm bad at too, like publish it for the world. Like,
right. I thought, okay, I was, there's so many drafts you write of a book, right? And so there was the first draft, which was like, I've got this figured out, and here, listen to me. And then I thought, I should be honest with these people. And my car smells like cat pee. And I don't have a cat. Like, I don't know. I do not have this figured out. And so when I started that, I was like, I'll just start this book with a list of things I can't do. And in the audiobook, my wife actually reads that list, which is a nice bonus.
Oh, I love it. And I love how you extracted advice from so many people, as you were just referencing, elderly and students and teachers and everybody. And one of the things that was most relevant, I felt, especially for right now, is be present, which I know we hear that all the time. But you, again, like repackaged this concept in a new way that made it easy to sort of metabolize. And you even have this awesome drawing, which I almost like ripped out of the book, but I really like the book.
Do it. The book is not sacred text. You can tear it up. I don't know.
Maybe I'll photocopy it, but I want to put it up on the fridge where I have like my daily things where it's just like be present, be present, be present. Because all kids really want from grown-ups is for them to be present. So this morning, even when I was like running around chasing the kids and had 1,000 things, I was just like, be present, be present, be present. Be present.
Yes. That was fascinating for me to discover and really encouraging. And that's the moment I said, I've got to share this. Like, I can't keep it, because I thought it would help anybody anywhere who is doing anything to realize that your job is not to just do something huge and be incredible. You are already incredible by just showing up and tying your kids' shoes.
So anyway, so thank you, Brad, and to be continued.
To be continued. Thank you. You're a great grown-up.
Oh, thanks. You too. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.